Hey friends, welcome back to Kevala Farm. It's a very wonderful day here at the farm, and here we are to talk about poultry farming. So as we know, I've been giving you all the formulas that I've been using raising these birds, the 3,000 chicken that we have here at the farm. And the last formula which I gave you, it was a pre-layer formula. Yeah, on the pre-layer stage, and we were supposed to change that formula when the birds have laid up to 20%. Yeah, and the birds have laid more than that, and I changed. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you that formula, the layer 1 stage. Yeah, it is going to be from 20 weeks up to 41 weeks. Yeah, so when we reach 41 weeks, I will come back here and give you another formula, which will be the layer 2 stage. Yeah, so before we continue, I want to take you inside and we see how these girls are doing right now. They are actually doing very well. Yes, so as you can see, we are already inside the chicken house, and these birds have really grown, and at this point the size has increased. So if you can see, this bird is actually so heavy, and as you can see, this is a very good layer. Yeah, it is ready to give me eggs for more than 18 weeks. Yeah, you can see most of these birds right now, they have these signs. Yeah, if you touch on it or if you come near, it just goes down. Yeah, I'm really so excited for these birds, and at this point I actually have nothing. I have no issue here. Apart from the prices of feeds, I have no other issue with these birds, and it is believed that at this point they have their immunity is built up because of the vaccines that we've been giving them. Yeah, and at this point I'm only remaining with vaccinating monthly and also deworming monthly. Yeah, that is the only thing that we do here, so that is where I spend money only. Yeah, so in my last video, the video which I last uploaded, it was talking about how much money I'm expecting from these birds. I gave the price, the cost of a kilo of the feeds. Yeah, how much I spend on a kilo, and I received a lot of comments from you that how can you be spending that money. By then it was 1,400 Ugandan shillings. Yeah, but I've been coming here and I talk about how to reduce your cost of production at the farm, how to reduce the cost of feeds. I think, let me just repeat, we've been talking about that if you want to reduce on the cost of feeds, if you want to reduce on that cost, first of all, buying in bulk. Yeah, if you buy your feeds in bulk, it is going to help you. Remember, if you buy in bulk, you enjoy the economies of scale. Yeah, meaning you're going to get discounts. Yeah, and then another thing, I've been talking about that you shouldn't buy from these shops which are nearby selling. Even if you want 1 kilo, they will sell to you. Those shops, if you buy from there, their prices are a bit high. Yeah, you should always try to make sure that you go to the farmers if possible, and then you buy your maize. And then for brand, I've talked about going to the milling factories and then you buy your maize. Actually, if I'm to tell you everything that I speak here, it is what I practice here at the farm. And you have already seen my cost of a kilo is not as how much you're spending. Yeah, I want to tell you that I do not go to the shops, those shops, to buy my maize and also brand. Maybe sometimes the sunflower, the lime, yeah, those are the things that I buy from there. But if you're in my country, in Uganda, I go to an industrial area which is called Masanaf. That is where I buy my maize, and I buy maize in bulk. Yeah, I don't buy maize for 1 week, 2 weeks. At least I buy maize for 3, which is going to take me for 3 weeks. Yeah, and that I have saved a lot of money because the prices, they are not the same as prices like those shops. It cannot be the same. Yeah, and then for the brand also, if you go to that industrial area, they also have brand. Yeah, because they also make posho, so they do meal, so you can also get your brand. And remember, if you go to the milling factories, you're going to get the quality brand, which is not manipulated. Yeah, so that is where I buy my food. I don't know, for me, all the time I'm trying to inquire about the prices, and I try to compare all the time. I always compare the prices. I always have my book, and every evening I sit down to calculate and compare when it comes to prices of feeds. For example, I compare if I go to Masanaf and buy my maize, how much am I going to spend? Yeah, and then I also compare if I go to the shop and buy maize, how much am I going to spend? It can never be the same. If you buy from Masanaf, it is always cheaper, but then also I have to put into consideration the transport that is going to take me to Masanaf, and at the same time the cost of transport that is going to bring that maize up to the farm. Yeah, but always when I compare, it is always cheaper to buy from Masanaf. Yeah, so that is why my cost of maize was a bit low. And also the time when I recorded that video, yeah, sometimes you find that I record a video and then release it after a week. And remember, all prices of maize are always changing all the time. Like right now, it is now a week ever since I uploaded that video, but already the prices have increased. Yeah, brand has increased, at the same time the price of broken has increased. It also depends on the time when I record the video and also the time when I release the video. Yeah, so if we go to today's content, I want to give you the formula. I last gave you the formula about the pre-layer, so today I want to give you the layer 1 stage. Yeah, and remember, we said that if your birds haven't achieved the 5% of production, you shouldn't change. Yeah, so the pre-layer was supposed to be from 17 up to 20 weeks, but if your birds haven't reached 5% of production, you shouldn't change from that stage up to the layer 1 stage. Yeah, and right now my birds are actually laying very properly. We are now at 70% of production. Yeah, and it is still increasing. Each and every day there is an increment in the eggs. Yeah, so the formula, I'm using Hendrix 5% of production, and concentrate I put 50 kilograms, and then lime I put 95 kilograms. But when it comes to lime, normally when I reach at this stage, from my experience, at this stage when the birds have just started laying, I used to use lime, and then lime, the eggs shell would be very soft. Yeah, it would be very soft, and then sometimes I get the other very soft eggs. Yeah, so I would find myself increasing on calcium on the lime, and still it couldn't help. Yeah, so I resorted to using shells. So normally when I reach at this stage, instead of lime, I put shells, and it has really worked for me very well. I've never got any issues of very soft eggshell or soft shell, which can be damaged very fast. Yeah, so here it is shells 95 kilograms, and then maize broken 185 kilograms, and then maize brand 500 kilograms, and then soya bean meal 95 kilograms. This soya bean, remember, it is the roasted soya bean. Never make a mistake of putting in the soya bean which is not roasted. Yeah, it is poisonous. Your chicken are going to be poisoned. Yeah, and they will not perform. They will be affected. The production will be affected. Yeah, so we put the soya bean which is roasted, and then the last one is sunflower, which is 75 kilograms, and that is 1 ton, 1000 kilograms. And here we always add in the charcoal, and in a ton I put 20 kilograms of charcoal. Yeah, so and in a ton I put 20 kilograms. Yeah, so that is the formula, and I'm going to feed this formula up to 41 weeks. When the birds get 21 weeks, I'm going to change to layer 2 formula. Yeah, so also people who have been complaining about the cost of feeds, it also depends on the formula which you're using. Yeah, some people are using formulas which are very expensive, but here in my formulas you can see I have maize bran 500 kilograms, and then the maize broken is 185 kilograms, and this is a standard formula. It is not manipulated. Yeah, it is a standard formula given by Hendrix, meaning your birds are going to perform very well. And because of the brand being so much 500 and then the maize broken is 185, it makes this formula very cheap. Yeah, so if you're using this formula, you're going to be spending less money on feeds. Yeah, and then you'll be able to save a lot of money, because this formula can take you even up to 90% of production. Yeah, if your birds don't get sick all the time. Yeah, so with that information, thank you so much for watching. If you're new on this channel, my name is Lillian, and this is Kevara Farm. Here we talk about poultry farming, everything about poultry. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, also share this video to friends and family. So thank you so much for watching again. Bye bye. Let me see you in my next video.